Off the subway at Kagurazaka. I can say it if I look at the word, but I can't remember it. Station. And I'm going to look at the neighborhood. This is not it, but this is a pretty little side street that I decided to walk down. It's only 7 o'clock in the morning. Just a few people going to work are up. Notice how nicely coiffed these trees are, and there's a little cherry tree or something that's blossoming there. I'm just walking parallel to the street that's up there. Back that way goes to Kagurazaka Station. I'll just keep going for the fun of it. What this most reminds me of is Manhattan Beach, where all of these little apartments are crammed right in, the way the beach was 30 years ago. This looks like a restaurant or a pub. So I'm at Kagurazaka Station. This is not the station, just the name. Just a small example of how they've made a cement building interesting. I'm always intrigued, no matter where I go, with simple little architectural design ideas. This apparently is a little record company squished into here. And this is a very large manhole giving access, I'm sure, to some big chunk of the infrastructure, at least some juncture of it. The attention to detail here reflects more of that refinement of Japan, I noticed. Here, these impressions put in here for traction, but sometimes you'll see rubber devices that are made, heavy, thick rubber, to do the same thing where it had not been already anticipated. In spite of the detracting electronics, very nicely designed and building. And of course, anticipating my early morning arrival here at McDonald's, which I will dutifully try to bypass in search of something more authentic. Looks like it's Hardy Foot. The car caught my attention. The sign, no dangerous goods, interesting. Don't know what the business is yet, probably a pub. Main drag that my station opened onto. There's another station up beyond that I passed returning. Just a pretty little small street. In just a few blocks that I've walked here, there are 2 family marts and a couple of other grocery stores, one of which looked quite upscale. And my guess is that that's a reflection of the intense population that resides in these tightly clustered and nested homes. Here's a nice looking grocery store. Okay, this is my breakfast, and it is on the menu called Japanese set. I don't think there's a copy of it here. But anyway, there's rice, I think. Well, this is certainly fish, but whether it's salmon or not, I don't know. An egg and something else. Don't know what that is. Not sure what that is. And what we have here is a soup. Probably miso. And this, I don't know what it is. It may be seaweed. I'm not sure. Whatever that is, it's pickled. Nice. And this little packet was of these fine, thin leaves of something. I don't yet know what it is, but it's probably something processed like seaweed into this form. Pleasant enough taste, slight fishiness, suggesting the sea and a little bit of salt. So I asked the waitress, the signs that I could use, how do I use this seaweed leaf? And she seemed to indicate that it goes, you put the rice in it. Now, whether you roll it like a cigarette, whether you roll it longwise or the other direction, I don't know. But this is what I've come up with so far. I am supposed to be at the Akagagi Shrine. I think this is either a place for tithes or offerings, or it may even actually be for water purification, I'm not sure. Here, a very colorful tawdry. There's nothing here in English, and to my right here is in fact the purification vessel, if you will. Water comes out when it's being used and tumbles onto here. believe that normally one purifies themselves before walking into any shrine. This is part of the shrine here. If there's anything that personifies Japanese shrines so far, is the simplicity of aesthetic. A man came here, and perhaps he reflected the procedure. He pulled on that rope or shook it, which rattles one or three bells up there. Seem more like kettles with something inside of them. And then he clapped his hands a couple times. And then I think he bowed, and then he said some intonations that I could not hear. These are votive prayer wooden pieces, if you will, with the comments on them. Not unlike anywhere in the world, but certainly in Asia. This shrine looks like it's set up for either study or perhaps like Western churches, people sit and refer to a book of some sort and then participate to that degree in a ceremony. While they look like kettles, they are a bell, perhaps 8-10 inches in diameter at the greatest, and same for length. These may also be some kind of offering, either that or you pay something, putting money in those slots and then take away whatever that is, either for yourself as a memento or you put it somewhere, do something with it. Here probably another place where you leave mementos. And the only thing in English, the entrepreneur knows the value. Here a lovely visual of the menu with the cherry blossoms. If only I knew what it was. There appears to be egg, maybe an omelet type of thing, certainly rice and noodles, an egg, a smaller bird's egg. I've been walking down Kagurazaka Dori Street in search of a shrine. This may be it. It's located where a shrine should be according to my map. There's absolutely not a scintilla of evidence that this is anything in English. Another incense box. I'm assuming in this nearby store you can buy the paraphernalia for these votive messages, including the wooden plaques that are already pre-done, or you can do your own, I guess. And then the little messages that you can leave in folded pieces of paper. Interesting that there is a clock, because what was very curious in the Thai temples was the presence of at least one, sometimes two, big grandfather clocks, the kind that stand about 6 or 7 feet tall. If anything, Japanese religious architecture must be characterized as that with great restraint.